World. Gen 4 remakes. Oh yeah. We've been waiting for these for so long. No way Pokemon will mess these up. Okay, yeah, the art style is a bit strange. At least the trees look good. But as usual, my focus is more on the story and the mechanics because that's what made me love Pokemon in the first place. While I'm glad these remakes are going to be faithful to the original games, I'm hoping that they make a few changes to bring Diamond and Pearl into the modern era of Pokemon, aside from the graphics. Hope number one is that they include all of the Pokemon from the Platinum decks. I feel like this one is kind of a no-brainer. The available Pokemon in Diamond and Pearl was just plain bad. Don't get me wrong, Ponyta has a soft spot in my heart. I just don't want it to be literally the only catchable fire type in the entire region. I mean, technically you can also get Magby if you have Leaf Green and your DS has a GBA slot. You could choose to evolve Eevee into Flareon, but no offense to Flareon lovers out there. Actually, maybe a little offense. Flareon is one of the worst evolutions, competitively speaking anyways, because they're all adorable. When you have options like Jolteon, Vaporeon, Espeon, and Umbreon, why would you ever pick Flareon? This whole fire type situation is a huge problem because it makes Chimchar significantly more viable than the other starters. Platinum doesn't add a ton of fire types, but it does make getting them easier. It also adds Tangrowth, a Gen 4 Pokemon that is weirdly not in the base Gen 4 game, as well as all the appliance forms of Rotom. I think if they don't incorporate the Platinum decks, it will ruin these remakes for a lot of people. After years and years of the people begging for these remakes, I don't think the Pokemon Company would make such a huge mistake as this. And if they want to include a few Pokemon from future generations, I wouldn't say no. Hope number two is that they remove HMs but still have puzzles. Gen 4 introduced a whole lot of cool Pokemon. Too bad we were all stuck with Tuba Barrel on our teams so that we could actually get around the region. Well, I don't want to be stuck with these goofy beaver things. I'll be disappointed if they remove the HM puzzles entirely. Instead, I'm hoping they'll do something like Pokéride from Sun and Moon. Maybe if you have a Pokemon in your party that could learn the HM needed, they'll be able to use it without needing to waste a move slot on it. It could be similar to shortcuts for HMs in previous games. Like if you pressed A while next to the water, a text box could come up asking, "The water is dyed a deep blue. Would you like to use Surf?" And then it could either deploy your Surf Pokemon, ask you which Pokemon you wanted to use if there were multiple options, or say you have no Pokemon who are able to do that. I think that would be the best way to keep the HM puzzles without the HMs taking up move slots. Or they could make up new puzzles, but I don't think that's very likely considering they're trying to be faithful to the originals. Hope number three is that the pacing issues will be improved. The pacing in Gen 4 is notoriously slow. It takes forever to even just get to the first gym leader. Like those Pokédex clowns are literally the worst. And there better be a ride Pokemon that will let us move more quickly through all that snow. One time I legit quit a run through because that snow was so annoying. I definitely think this will be fixed to some extent. I mean, Platinum already made some improvements on the pacing and that was a long time ago. I don't mind a game being slow. I think when used appropriately, a slow pace can be a good thing. But if it's slow because it's tedious, that's never good. Also, have I mentioned how much I hate the Pokédex clowns? The answer to all of their questions is yes. That's so dumb. Hope number four is that we're able to go into the Distortion World to catch Giratina. For background on this, in Diamond and Pearl, you would just find Giratina in Turnback Cave. While that is pretty cool, it's nowhere near as cool as in Platinum, where you get to journey through the Distortion World to encounter this Pokemon. This is probably one of, if not the most interesting area in any Pokemon game. A lot of people will be disappointed if it's not included. I feel like this will be pretty easy to implement too. Instead of having Giratina in Turnback Cave directly, just replace it with a portal to the Distortion World. They might need to make a few other changes to make this work, but overall I think those changes would be minor. It would definitely be worth it to include this area. Before I get to hope number five, I just want to give an honorable mention to including a battle frontier in these games. After what happened in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, I didn't want to jinx it. So everybody cross your fingers, cross your toes, knock on wood, do whatever you need to do to make that happen. And finally, onto hope number five. which is that event Pokemon, especially ones that unlock certain plots within the game, are available as free DLC. A lot of the post-game content for Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum required you to have exclusive event Pokemon or to have other Pokemon game cartridges. As a kid, this was really hard. I didn't have the ability to go wherever I wanted, so I just kind of had to accept that I was never getting those Pokemon. Stupid Toys R Us being 40 minutes from my childhood home. And then you also needed other Pokemon game cartridges to unlock certain things. While I was fortunate enough to be able to keep all of my Pokemon game cartridges, a lot of the kids in my neighborhood growing up would trade in their old games so they could more easily afford the new one. So getting the Pokemon that required other game cartridges was unfairly difficult for them. Having the event Pokemon as DLC makes it so that everyone has access to these super cool parts of the game. It could even include new events as DLC, like especially if it ties into Pokemon Legends Arceus as sort of like promotional material for their next game. And since it's a remake, this DLC should be free. Please, please don't try to make this a cash grab. So that wraps up my hopes for Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. What are your hopes for these games? Let me know in the comments. Make sure to like, subscribe, and follow me on Instagram at KaylaCapsule for sneak peeks of upcoming videos. Bye!